Peace, it's Equality Fragrances, coming to you from Prince George's County, Maryland. Welcome to my cipher. A cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of my cipher is peace. For all those new to the channel and those who have been supporting me since day one, I humbly appreciate all your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I drop some new videos. Share the video to anybody you think may find my content helpful to them. And as always, if you have any direct questions for me, follow me on IG, send me a message in my inbox. I respond to all messages in my inbox, or I try to manage and respond to all of them. Now, with that said, there's some etiquette with that. If you send me a message and I see you don't follow me on IG, I'm just gonna ignore the message. I'm gonna be honest. That's just an etiquette thing. People come in your inbox asking for stuff and advice and don't even support you or follow you. That just doesn't really make much sense to me. It is what it is. With that being said, come on in, sit down, and let's be. Today, I'll be doing a full review on a fragrance that comes from one of my favorite niche fragrance houses that I have within my collection. It is a great starter house to get into when you want to transition from some of your normal, I won't say basic, normal fragrances that you would find in the mall, and you want to dive in the niche, but you don't really want it to be overly artistic. That's where Mancera comes in. A lot of their fragrances, there are a few that can be challenging, like red tobacco. A lot of their fragrances overall are crowd pleasing. I've received compliments from a lot of them. So if you want almost this crowd pleasing, mass appealing niche fragrances, Mancera House is a great house to get into. On top of the fact that you can find a lot of their fragrances for an affordable price. Most of the times under $100 for 120 ml. That is less than what, $1 per ml. You get no better than that. So the fragrance I'll be discussing today, is it my favorite Mancera fragrance to date? I don't know. We'll talk about that. That's Saharian Wind. So we'll be talking about this fragrance, what it smells like, when will I wear it, what would I compare it to, the kind of events I would wear it on. So with that, let's go ahead and begin with the smell. Let me spray this on so I'll be reminded of the opening. I already have the dry down on this hand. Let's get the opener. I love the new sprayer. I can just smell it in the air. I don't even have to dive into it. This is good. I'm just not even gonna hold you. This is good. Very masculine. So what I get in the opening, I'm getting this tart brightness, which I believe is coming from the bergamot and pink pepper. I want to say is in there. Now, pink pepper is funny. Sometimes pink pepper, like I smell in YSL Caban, I get this almost rosy, this bright rosiness to it. I don't really get that here. I get this tart sweetness, bright sweetness up top, which comes from like I believe the combination of the bergamot and the pink pepper. You're getting lavender. It's extremely aromatic, so you're getting a lot of that lavender up top as well. You're getting this buttery, yet very smooth, almost dry leather accord is what you're getting. You can pick that up. And it has sweetness without being overly sweet. That could be coming from the vanilla or the amber in the base. And I'll get to the vanilla and amber in the base of it. So you get that sweetness. Oh my God, a great opening. This fragrance is what Stronger With You leather wanted to be. If Imperial Armani had a Privé line, this would be their first release from that line. This is just more refined, well-rounded sweetness and just overall composition. This is a good fragrance. It's masculine. I'm starting to get the leather a little bit more, but it still sets in the background behind the vanilla and the chestnuts. And it's aromatic. But I like this. It's a good fragrance, mass appealing. This fragrance, so good, man. This is the kind of fragrance that people are going to stop you mid-walk, minding your own business, and be like, sir, what are you wearing? I need to buy that for my husband. That's not going to happen. But this is the kind of fragrance where if you put together your clothing fit. You have a nice body. You have a welcoming nature or allure to yourself that somebody will smell this on you because it's going to leave a good scent trail and say, damn, that's a good smelling man right there. That's the kind of fragrance that's what you're going to get from this. This is a perfect first date or date night scent during the fall or the cooler months is where I would personally wear it. But if you live in a state like Florida, like my guy Eric Centrifugal Force, I mean, he live in Florida. Everything's summer, and he has some of the most skankiest ooze he will put on, even in the summertime. So wear what you like when you like. Forget the hype at the end of the day. But for me, this is more of a definitely a night kind of fragrance and more of a fall or cooler weather. I just say cooler weather is where I would reach for this a little bit more, or more of a controlled environment space. So even in the summertime, I'm gonna try it because I didn't own this in the summer. I'm gonna try it and see how it performs like out at dinner in the summertime, and just kind of I might go like 2 sprays and see how it performs. Anyway, at about the 20-minute mark, what's going to happen is that pink pepper and that lavender tones down. Don't worry about the leather. The leather is going to be there throughout the life of the fragrance. It tones down some, and what happens is the woody faucets of the fragrance shows its head, and that's with the patchouli, some woody notes, and I believe tobacco. I can't really pick out the tobacco. It's just like all combined creating a woody accord is what I get, along with the vanilla and amber. Now, as I said with amber, amber can come off so many different ways, and people can interpret amber in a lot of different ways. And that's because amber is a fantasy note. It's just a fantasy note. It's not a real note. If you took real amber, it has no scent to it. So sometimes amber to me can be really benzoin heavy or almost animalic. Sometimes it can be heavy, like strong, dry, leathery, labdanum kind of amber up top. Sometimes it can be really incensey, like with myrrh and olibanum in there. This is more of a, right here, this is the dry down. More of a smooth, rich, a little thick amber, but not overly dense. It's very rich, a very rich, almost honey-like amber is what I get out of this. So those come up, and you still have the spices and the aromatic qualities with the lavender. At about the hour mark is where it transforms into its final form. At that point, I start picking up a little bit of tobacco. Smooth leather, tobacco, almost honey-like vanillic amber, slightly aromatic. The lavender, you're not picking it up as strong. A little, if you search for it, you will smell it, but smell it in the air or getting wafts, you're not going to pick up a lot of that like heavy spice aromatic. What you get is more of a dry, almost a dry fragrance. Honey-like woodiness, dry leather. That's how I would describe this. Oh man, it's so good. It's like sweet without being too sweet. Another fragrance that's like that from the House of Mancera is Gold Prestigium. If you don't own it, you really should if you like the House of Mancera. This is crowd-pleasing, masculine fragrance. Now, y'all know I don't see gender in fragrances. A woman can wear what she want to wear. I just don't know a woman who would necessarily. Well, the dry down's a little bit maybe more unisex than the opening, than the top and the mid. But, well, the dry down's a little bit more unisex. But you got to get through that opening. It still gives off a masculine mood to the composition. A great fragrance. This is easily, without thinking, in my top 5 Manceras within my collection. My collection almost 40. Easily in my top 5. Instant Crush is still my number 1 because the amount of compliments I get with that from total strangers. I don't count compliments like from your girls telling you smell good, or your co-workers who be like, oh, you're the fragrance guy, let me give them some feedback. I'm talking about people you don't know stopping you and being like, hey, what are you wearing? You smell good. Instant Crush gives it to me every time. Not every time I wear it, but when I get that kind of compliments, it's most of the time it's because I'm wearing Instant Crush. I'm just gonna be honest. It just works. no matter, and I wear that year round. This, I wouldn't necessarily wear year round, but I am going to try it in the spring and summer as we go forward and see what it does, see how I like it. It might be a good summer night fragrance. We'll figure it out. But great for a first date, safe, mass appealing. Now let's talk about performance. Mancera has 3 tiers of fragrance if you're really familiar with the house. Let's talk about tier 1. Tier 1 is your fragrances you probably only really need like 2, 3, 4 sprays at the most, and you will fill a room. Red Tobacco, Black Prestigium, Black Line, Oud Line. What else is in there? Instant Crush is pretty beastly if you put a lot of that on. But those fragrances are like really like they work. Pearl is a beastly fragrance. Then you have this abysmal compositions, which Kumquat Wood, Amber Fever, Wild Fruits fit into that category. It's rather abysmal, but they're nice nonetheless. Then you have that middle, that black gold, that gold prestigium. A lot of those fragrances, that's what you get out of here. That's what you get out of here. You're going to leave more of a scent trail than an overall projector. Now, if you put 30, 40 sprays, of course, you probably will fill up a room. But, I mean, in moderation, it's just not a room filler. It's more of a sillage monster. So, it's one of them kind of things, if you smelt this in the air, you mind your business. Somebody walk by, you smell this in the air, you be like, damn, that's a good smelling man. A good smelling man is somewhere in this room. That's what you're gonna take from it. Man. Oh, so good, man. I like this fragrance. On a scale of 1 to 10, man, I'm close to a 9. I'm like an 8.7, 9, easy. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10. I can't. It ain't blowing me away. But it's just a good, easy fragrance to wear fall and winter. Fall, winter night, cool weather nights, I can wear this every time, anytime. Now, if you're the kind of fragrance connoisseur that's like, I want to have something interesting, I want to travel to a destination every time I wear a fragrance, this ain't gonna necessarily be for you. And be honest, it might be rather boring to you. Although I think it has like 3 different transitions. This could still be boring to you. But if you're somebody who just want to smell good, in a mid-fact, you can find this probably about $100, give or take. For 120 ml, that's less than $1 per ml. This is a no-brainer fragrance to have within your collection. Will there be somebody who might not like this? Yeah, there's going to be somebody going to say, I don't know when I will wear this. Listen, man, depending on what kind of social life you have. If you don't do anything, you don't date, you don't have no women or people to be around, well, I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know where I would wear this. But if you want to go to a nice steakhouse like Maestro's in Chicago, 5 stars, or you're going out to a seafood house, you're going out on a date, maybe to the bar, you know, ain't too many bars open as much, but when the world opens up, that's what I mean. We still, at least in the States, have restaurants still open. So if I'm going on a date, I'm gonna be close. I'm wearing something like this. It's gonna perform well, especially at night. So that's a comedy club, which we still have. I would wear something like this. This is just overall a good fragrance that's sweet, but not overly juvenile sweet, masculine sweet. So with that being said, that's my full review of Saharian Wind from Mancera. Solid Mancera. If you consider yourself a Mancera collector, please do yourself a favor and get your nose on it and sample it and see if it's for you. Will it be for everybody? Maybe, maybe not. For me, this is a win. Easy. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you, and that's in universal language. Peace.